off today, outside of that, I wanted to check out this video from an account called What Do You Mean? It's a Christian account. And it's titled, Logan Paul Mocked God and Got What He Deserved. So if you don't know what's been going on with Logan Paul lately, CoffeeZilla did an expose piece on him for the scam that Logan Paul had. It was called THRU. And first off, it was a scam. I don't even know how people put money into that to begin with, but that was a scam number one, right? Then right after that, what happened? A lot of stuff happened to Logan Paul in a very short amount of time. Because it was THRU, and then today he catching heat because his pet pig was found alone in the wild. That was random. Something else happened to him too. I can't think of it right now, but we're gonna hop into this video and we're gonna see what Do You Mean has to say about it.
Logan Paul recently mocked God,
a belief that is silly.
and then this happened.
I made some pretty out of line comments
saw
to
it?
George. The following 3 weeks have been
I guess
the
this will be your
hardest
second time seeing it.
of my life. We were invited by Qatar. We landed Qatar. Camera stripped from us. $20,000 camera. No problem. No problem. It's just little things here and there. Things are showing up. We misscheduled. Got violent food poisoning. Next day got alcohol poisoning. Our luggage was delayed, so we had no clothes to get to our events. Me and Mike got in a massive fight.
But rather than him complaining that it wasn't fair, he actually thought that he deserved it.
Qatar was the first time I felt the wrath of God. Ironically, I defamed Jesus and God, and I felt his wrath. It was very telling to me how the karmic energy of the universe, this is what I'll call it, just went right back around and put me in my place.
But even though George was quick to forgive Logan for mocking,
Yeah, that's how God works. That's how God works. Because if you guys don't know what happened, there was his podcast, I think the week or so before. This guy right here, George, he's the Christian out of the bunch, right? George is kind of fair weather to me, though. He kind of lukewarm sometimes. But with that said, he's the Christian of the bunch. And he got into it with Logan, whoever this other guy is, because I really don't watch this podcast. And they got on him super hard about his religion, and they were saying how it's fake. They really got on God and Jesus, especially Logan. So the fact that he did that and then immediately just got boop, boop, bop, 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 nonstop. That's what happens. You don't play with God.
mocking his faith, the fans didn't believe that Logan deserved his forgiveness. Bro, how many times are people going to forgive him? Every time he gets away from it. You cannot apologize time and time again and just be forgiven. Point is, he ain't sorry and he don't care. Y'all still be feeding this man and he does everything else but say he is sorry. But even though the fans didn't believe that George should have forgiven Logan, what they didn't know was what happened the night before the podcast episode that enabled George to forgive Logan so easily.
The night before it happened, bro, I'm sitting and I'm reading the Bible. And I literally say a prayer to God. I know you love him, but I want to kill him. I want to punch him in the face, but I know you don't want me to. And I know you love him. And I know this opportunity between two best friends could open a lot of people's eyes to who God is. So I sat there and I go, God, what do you want from me? God says, be quiet and love. And like, bro, like I felt it. I'm in the kitchen, Belle's cooking dinner, and I sat there and I go, Belle, I think God just talked to me. Like, I'm not trying to be like a lunatic. And hear me out. I think I just got to talk out of love. I got to talk out of love. And she's like, why do you keep saying that? And I was like, I don't know. I just feel like I got to talk out of love. And I sat on the couch and I'm just sitting off and I'm like, bro, what does he want from me? How can I go and portray Jesus in the best way possible? She goes, hey, Adam is blowing up your phone. I answer the phone. He goes, bro, I got to tell you something. Jesus told me to tell you he loves you, and yes. And I'm like, what? I go, why did you just say that? Belle put her knife down. I go, buddy, back up. Why did you say that? He goes, I have no idea what's going on. He goes, 3 times in my prayer, God interrupted me. He goes, go tell George whatever he feels in his heart is right. And it was at that moment, bro, where I was like, all we had to learn is like, regardless of what you say and regardless of what I say, speak out of love. And to be honest, bro, like it just came to the conclusion of this. There is a very real God that will walk through this journey with you. That God is right near you. Neither him or me or Mike or any single person here will ever abandon a man like you, because you're not worth abandoning. And I love you.
So from George's point of view, God prepped him to forgive Logan in advance by telling him that he should be calm and to show love to Logan. Now, I personally have no idea if George was hearing from God or not, but one thing that I do know is that one part of what he said is consistent with what God says about forgiveness in Scripture. In Matthew 18:22, the question of how many times you should forgive someone came up. Peter says to Jesus, "Lord, how many times shall I forgive my brother or sister who sins against me? Up to 7 times? And Jesus answered, I tell you, not 7 times, but 77 times. Given the fuller context of this verse, the point is that we should keep forgiving people a near infinite amount of times. Now, of course, this doesn't mean that we should enable bad behavior or refuse to put up appropriate boundaries, but what it does mean is that we should forgive people for the countless things that they've done to us, and the reason why is because of the near infinite things that God has forgiven us for. So as Christians, we should offer people what they don't deserve, and sometimes that's our forgiveness. And the reason why we're able to do this is because God gave us forgiveness that we didn't deserve either. But if you're a Christian who refuses to forgive those who hurt you, I hope you don't mind me asking, but what do you mean?
Oh man, I love his videos. That is something that like I have to work on more. Cause my whole life up until me becoming like religious, I don't like being the bigger person. Like, I'll do it because that's what you're supposed to do. They're just like, oh, just let it go. That's what you're supposed to do. But I never liked it because when I would, like, be the bigger person, it's like the other person just didn't care, right? They're just like, in their mind, they're just like, yeah, you should forgive me. And then they keep being an a-hole and getting on my nerves. And I'm just like, I don't like this. Ironically enough, I then get into a religion where, like, Christians have to forgive all the time. Man, but yeah, that's I feel like I'm better at it now, but I still feel like I have ways to go to be like how a Christian should truly be, you know what I'm saying? But I'm still at the beginning of my journey. Give it to God. God will help you. Yeah, I have, but it's that human element that I still be struggling with, you know. Because it'd be some things where old me just want to pop back out and just be like, pop, 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 pop on somebody, and I can't do it. I can't do it. Forgiving becomes a great feeling inside. Once you practice, it brings joy. I guess it would have to if you've done it long enough. I'm not 100% there yet. But I'm working on it, and that's all that matters. I'm working on it. I will say my anger is like a bazillion times better than it used to be. So I have that going for me. We're on that path. So that path is good. There are days where I'm yeah. But isn't that true though? That's just our earthly flesh. Cause our flesh is like sin-filled nature and all that. Y'all know, the ones that read the Bible. You know this. Y'all know what I'm saying. Yeah, it is be times where you just want to revert back real quick. Your sis says it's a long journey. It is. We gonna be doing this until we die. But it's cool because we know where we going when we die. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all gonna see each other and be like, hey, you made it. Hey, we gonna be dapping each other up, you know, kicking it.